Rest in peace, Stream One. Absolutely. Says I'm going straight off my phone now. I'm not using my studio equipment at the moment. Straight off my phone. Pain in the ass technology sometimes. This is why when people talk about getting production right, okay, getting production right is tricky because I swear there's nothing wrong with the setup. My internet's fast, my computer's good, everything's all the cables are in, and yet a stream will drop. So it's a pain in the ass. So I apologize to everyone for that stream dropping earlier. Hopefully, you guys are all good. But yeah, I thought I'd finish the chat. I come back, finish the chat. So I can't remember where we were, but good to see you guys again. Thank you for joining in for part 2 of this live chat. Feel free to ask any questions you've got. I wanted to focus mostly on Bozhidar Simeonov and my preparations for him. I did see a question in the last live feed was how much am I training on side pressure at the moment. The interesting thing about this upcoming match is this. It's a side pressure focus for me. Bozhidar Simeonov is a side pressure arm wrestler. He's someone who Alex McDonald, welcome to the pay-per-view, brother. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you signing up, man. That means a lot. That's the sort of stuff that is literally funding matches like Bozhidar. In April, I'll hopefully bring out another international, hopefully for Jordan or Lachlan, whichever one of those two guys want it. You approve of part 2, Holly. Thank you, man. Or you might be a lady. I don't know. Ladies and gents. Holly, either way, thank you. So yeah, side pressure for me is the focus. I've actually evolved into, I think, a hook and side pressure puller more than I am anything else. It was in my early days that I was a top roller and hand control exclusive arm wrestler, and I've really evolved over the last 2 years into a side pressure puller. And the interesting thing is, sorry, I'm just reading Roger's comment there, and I'm gonna get to that one soon. The interesting thing is the lane that I've become now my ace, we don't actually know if it's truth or reality. Is it delusion or fact? And Rogers said, I think you can bone lock Bozo and make it a match with some balanced hand control. Yeah, I think so too, Roger, and that's where I want to take the fight. And the good thing is Bozhidar's going to take that challenge. He's not going to be afraid. He's going to do what he does best, and he's a side pressure bone joint integrity style puller. He's got great fingers, and he contains top rollers. The last thing I'm going to do is try to be a muscular based arm wrestler. For the last 2.5 years, I've really been heavy on my elbows. I've really been heavy on connective tissue and side pressure and bone locks, as you say. I am very excited. I don't think it's going to go. I think round 1 will not be in the straps. I think round 1 we're both just coming at each other. In a hook, outside the straps. It's just going to bang hard. And we're going to find out who controls center. Who's on whose bicep at the end of the day. He's got a shorter arm than me. I know that's going to play into the way the shape goes. As Orestes Nuasis, welcome to the pay-per-view. Thank you, Orestes. Really, like I said, thank you so much. It means a lot to everyone. I can see, Roger, that you're already in the pay-per-view area as well. You guys are legends. Like I said, there's some awesome tiers. If we get to 1,000, we're probably at 680 odd now. If we get to 1,000, then we're bringing out more internationals. Get to 2,000, I'm bringing out one of you guys, one of just the pay-per-view members. I'm going to fly you guys out to Australia to be in the room for an Armed Fights Unleashed. So whenever we get to 2,000, which I'm sure we will get to 2,000. I'm going to fly a pay-per-view member to Australia. So thank you for everyone's support on that. But back to Bozzy. I think Bozzy, he's an all-in guy. He doesn't really have a top roll. He's been a hooker his entire time. So he's conditioned to the maximum level, where for me, I'm more of a balanced arm wrestler. My first 4 to 5 years, I was predominantly a hand control top roll guy. I've subsequently, since going under the tutelage of Todd Hutchins, I became a hook puller. I became a side pressure guy. And so that for me is interesting, that I don't expect to necessarily have the same degree of conditioning in that ace, but I have accompanying weapons that I don't expect Bozhidar to have. I don't expect Bozhidar to have the back pressure pronation that I've got, for instance. I expect that I've got more in that regard. I'm going to have an easier time controlling the top of the hill given that my hand is bigger and my arm is slightly longer. But subsequently, the downfalls of me is Bozhidar's driving power is probably going to be more than mine. I've got to be able to survive that through rotation, and through getting good shoulder position, and ultimately threatening his hand. Even though I'm going to be coming into a hook, I don't believe. And yet, Seth Dixon's just asked, do you still keep pronation somewhat activated in a hook? Absolutely. It's going to be really critical to me winning this match, is keeping my pronation activated. And not only just activated, but activated in such a way that it's threatening his hand. His wrist flexion is where I'm going to be targeting him. Even though I'm not going to be looking to take his wrist, I don't really want to top roll him. It may end up being there, but my intent is to go into the hook, side pressure. Now, because he's got a shorter arm, he's going to have more ability to impart side pressure power. I expect my arm to then go this way. So don't move ready to go. I expect about 2 inches of movement towards my victory. His arm will then stop. Now, I'm going to stay pronated in my hit. I'm not going to try to top roll, but I'm definitely staying pronated. I'm hitting direct side, or engaging into there, and then he's going to drive. As he drives, I will be forced over to this side of the table, and here, right here, is where I anticipate a stop. Now, the stop will be because his wrist in the hook will flatten if he continues to try to pin me. Now, at that point in time, I'm somewhat outside of my shoulder, but I'm not on my bicep because my pronation is intact. Okay, Bozzy's going to be about here, and he's going to be thinking, he's going to be starting to bleed here. He's not yet on his bicep, but his wrist flexion is going to be the area that's going to feel the vulnerability. He's going to need to defeat my pronation. I'm going to need to defeat his wrist flexion. They're the two critical things that are going to stand in the way of a victory or a defeat for whoever it might be. So that's really where the critical fight's going to be, and that's how I kind of see it going. From there, if I am to get control, let's say the fatigue in his wrist flexion is greater than the fatigue in my pronation, then when I sense that, I will then start to rise and center, rise and center, rise and center, gradually. I'm not going to look for a top roll. I think if I look for a pure top roll, he'll expose my bicep. I don't want that. I don't want him to be able to expose the bicep with that great finger flexion that he's got, because that's his specialty at the end of the day, is just bringing people in. So I'm not going to try to go out. I'm just going to rise and center into what I would call a high hook, where I'm still at deep wrist flexion. I'm in deep wrist flexion. He's in deep wrist flexion, but I've got a rising and pronated pressure on as well. And it's going to be really critical for me to be patient at that point in time. He's going to have a lot of lactic acid in the outside of his shoulder. He's going to have his elbow as the block, but as his shoulder starts to flood, he's going to need to potentially retreat, and he's going to try to scoop me back into a deeper hook constantly. And that's where the lactic acid in my bicep versus his shoulder starts to come into play. And it's who wins that is the next phase of how it kind of goes. So, Grip and Rip, Kyle Howarth asked how long is he in Australia for? He's going to be in Australia for at least a week. We actually still waiting on the final confirmation of his visa to be confirmed. He submitted it about a week ago. Any day now, it should be approved, and then as soon as that is, his flights are booked. But I said to him he can return whenever he wants. He's welcome to stay as long as he wants. So at least a week is what we're working on. Yeah, kind of Ian E asks, kind of like how you pulled Evan Burgoyne. Yeah, very much like how I pulled Evan Burgoyne is how I see myself against Bozhidar. Evan, similar style, very much coming forward. I don't think Evan had the fingers that Bozhidar has, so I have to be more careful there. I can't get as high a pronation. I have to take a bit more risk, and I have to come a little closer into the fire with Bozhidar, because he is going to have a better hand on him at the end of the day than Evan ever did. Yeah. Dave Chapman says, keen for the match. Also, Kyle is going to kill everyone in the four-way. Yeah, Dave Chapman, a good Western Australian arm wrestler there. Kyle Howarth is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see him compete. I think he's coming in fairly big, close to 90 kilos, which is a big Kyle, maybe even 92. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, but the four-way arena that's going down as the undercard is going to be brutal. Everyone in that arena is a savage, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. What else we got? Giannis seemed to have some good pulls with a low hand top roll, high hook in the after pull. Closer into the fire. I like that, says Spencer Doucette. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, the high hook is where this match is going to go. If I'm dictating lanes, that's where I'm taking it. I recognize a low hook will not work against Bozhidar. A low dragging hook will not work. He will be too powerful down there. And that comes from his caliber, and that comes from the shape of his arm. If I tried to low hook and drag, bad. If I tried to out and out top roll, not good. He's proven it again and again that he can contain high top rolls and force people into lanes that they're not planning on. So I plan on going in the lane that is right in between the two. I'm not I'm not going to try to dictate. I'm going to actually just try to fight him right in the middle of the battlefield, right in the middle of the territory that needs to be won most. And it's going to be a power match. I don't think anyone's going to be disengaging anyone. Like I said, Bozhidar's not going to try to top roll. He's going to go straight into the hook, and I'm coming in with him, and we're going to find out what happens. So, excited. Kyle says he's going to come in maybe 90 plus, as heavy as I can be. Awesome, good stuff. It's between Kyle and Torben, says Josh Barker. Yeah, they're the favourites, I agree. Although, trust me, Greg Allen, oh my goodness. How do you think RVJ versus Bozzy would go? RVJ vs Bozzy. Bozzy would win in a hook, for sure. So if it went to straps, I take Bozzy. Out of straps, I take RVJ. But look, to be honest, I think RVJ would probably lose because he's a slow starter and Bozzy's not slow. Bozzy's not fast, but Bozzy would force the lane. Bozzy's very good at forcing the lane, so I don't think that RVJ would have the ability to beat that lane. And RVJ, I don't think would come into the... RVJ is very much a muscular style puller. He's not a joint heavy style puller like Bozhidar is. And I think Bozhidar would force it in, and then he might not necessarily be able to pin RVJ, but I think he would outlast RVJ if that was a match. I think that Bozhi would be able to defend indefinitely, and RVJ would struggle in the end. Dave Chapman, am I going to pull the overalls at over the top? I am. I'm going to pull both my weight class and the overalls. So the under 95 kilos probably, and the overalls. The under 95s, I look forward to facing Brett Coots. He's a man that I haven't faced in a long time. I had a super match with him 2017 or something like that. He beat me 3-0, but I took him to this far to the pad every time. I busted his wrist back and got him within a centimetre and couldn't finish him. So that was me when I was 80 kilos, and we've both progressed a lot since then. So I've been wanting that match forever. So I will be chasing Brett Coots in the 95 kilos class and trying to make sure I get the job done there. Yeah, but then I will pull the supers as well. There's no way I'm letting the opportunities to get starts again. I don't care that I will have had runs on the board or work in the arm already. I'm really keen to go and face the Ryan Scotts again, the Matteo Rangis, the Ben Carrolls, all those guys are keen for starts. Jordan Davis. I'm keen for a start on Jordan Davis. I know Jordan won't give me a super match, but I'll fight him in a tournament. No offense, but Bozzy is way too strong for Jordan, says Alex McDonald. Yeah, I think stylistically Bozzy's a really bad match for Jordan. I think Jordan, as you guys know, Jordan is pretty much exclusively a top roller. And Bozzy's really good at denying it. Just too strong. I think Bozzy would just be far too strong in the critical areas. So yeah, bad matchup for Jordan. I agree. Bozzy would beat Jordan. I'm quite comfortable with Jordan at the moment. I'm able to... at the end of the day, Bozzy and I currently have a fairly similar arm wrestling style. Fairly similar. And I can control Jordan in the way that I would expect Bozzy to look to control Jordan. So I don't think Bozzy would have a problem. Sam Burnett v. Alan Fisher, how do you see the odds? Arm wrestling opinion. I think Sam Burnett would win that one. I have gripped both of those guys on numerous occasions. I think that Sam Burnett's just another chapter up in strength. He is, end of the day, Alan Fisher's getting old, and Alan Fisher's only like mid 70 kilos, where Sam is closer to 80. and he's on the way up. So I think Sam Bennett would be too much for Alan Fisher. Mark Meyer, Ryan, can you please promise us at least the match a war? Well, look, all I can promise is that I will turn up in the best form I can with every intention to win. I am not fearful of Bozhi in any way, shape, or form. I'm really excited and respectful of where he has. But this is a big moment for me where I finally get to bloom and show the world where I'm at. And so, it's, like I said, 2.5 years since I pulled internationally. A lot has changed in my game since then. A phenomenal amount has changed. So this will be the opportunity, and I'll be devastated if it's not a war, at least. Neil Pickup asked me on the fix today, what do I consider a good result? What's the minimum thing that I consider a good result? And I said I consider a good result where the worst good result that I'd be happy with would be if after round 1 I'm down 1-0, but you guys who are watching, you're still not sure who's going to win. And I want it to be that close at least. And I think it will be. Giannis tended to agree. Giannis says there won't be any flash pins in this match. It'll be close. I mean, I've never gripped Bozhidar, but I've watched what Bozhidar has been able to do. I do draw parallels with his match with Tony Katowski. Bozhidar beat Katowski 3-0 quite convincingly, but it was a match. They weren't flash pins. There was one flash pin in round 1, but the rest of the rounds were fairly well balanced matches. Even though Bozhi did take it, that was an 80-kilo Tony Katowski at the time, and an 80-kilo Bozhidar. I think I'm very, very much. It's easy for me to gauge where I'm at relative to Tony Katowski, and I think a 94-kilo version of Ryan versus an 80-kilo Tony Katowski, I think where the edge goes towards me, given the runs on the board that I've had over bigger Americans like Dallas Langston, for instance, beating Dallas at 94 kilos, beating Chance, beating Dan Mosier, those sorts of things. I think it's fairly easy to say that I would beat an 80-kilo Tony Katowski. So I draw a lot of that when I'm trying to just gauge the horsepower that Bozhi's going to bring. I'm expecting that. I'm gauging off Tony. I'm gauging off Vlad the Destroyer. I think that it will be quite interesting. Adam says there was a poll on arm wrestling discussion asking who would perform better in their weight category from Australia, you, Jordan, or Lachlan. I guess Jordan. What are your thoughts? Yeah, you can. I agree with you. If you look at the 2019 Zloty performance, Jordan did the best out of the three of us. Then Lachlan, then myself. I competed in 95s. Lachlan was the 105s, and Jordan was the 78s. Jordan was a bee's dick away from being on the podium. He was very unlucky. Had the referees not have made errors, Jordan is in the A-draw final, and Jordan can't finish worse than third. So he got very unlucky. So Jordan at a lightweight, it's him. But Jordan is not a lightweight anymore. Jordan's heavier than I am right now. I'm 94 kilos, Jordan's 94.5 kilos, and Jordan says he's going to 100. I say I'm going to 86. So that gap is probably going to widen over the next few weeks and months. So if we're talking realities right now, I think it's myself and Lachlan are the most competitive for our weight classes. I expect Lachlan to do quite well. The 105 kilo class on a world scale, I think he's going to pull Sanders. Sanders, as we know, is the European champion. He's going to pull him. A lot of people draw parallels between the performance of Sonev and Lachlan. Hey Brad, come over, say good day. Hey Brad, come on around. We've got the Vanilla Gorilla here, guys. There he is. Oh, there he is, popping his head up. If you haven't checked out the Vanilla Gorilla's YouTube channel, please do go and do it. He is crushing it, aren't you, mate? What have you been playing on YouTube? Roblox, doing all sorts of stuff. This guy, you got more talent than you can poke a stick at. Anyway, man. But
I'm confused.
Yeah, I know, it was a silly saying, wasn't it? So Jordan at 94, when you get to see what he's going to do internationally, I know that he just pulled Arm Wars, and I think he was about 92 kilos for that, and he pulled Dallas Langston, and from the teaser that Neil released, that looked like it was a freaking outstanding war. So Jordan at 94, at 90 kilos, you can see he's competitive. Let's just say he's balanced with Dallas Langston, so that's an indication of his level to be a balanced level. Yeah, mate.
Why are you so sweaty?
Why am I so sweaty? You're sweaty.
I'm just been sitting down.
Well, it's a bit hot
Well,
in
what
here.
have you been doing?
It's a bit hot in here. There's no fan. I forgot to turn the fan on. There we go. Look at your sweaty hair.
Ow, that's painful. Ow,
Oh.
stop. I mean, I guess it's tickly.
Oh.
Yeah. And for YouTube, I know his most tickly spot.
Oh my
his
goodness.
underarm.
There
So
you
if
go.
you ever go to his house, tickle him.
Secrets out. Bradley's always dobbing me on things. What else? Do I think Simeonov would beat Sanders? Ooh. I think that'd be a great match, Simeonov and Sanders. I think they're, end of the day, they're similar level athletes. In a deep hook, I think Simeonov maybe. You're giving me the Todd Hutchins treatment at the moment. Oh my goodness.
Scratch, scratch, scratch.
Yeah.
Look, someone just said coming for you now.
Yeah,
Ryan.
look, Performance Enhancing Pancakes said, oh no, he's giving away everything. Everyone knows my secrets now. Funny kid.
Hey.
Yeah, but I've lost my train of thought now. I have no idea. But yeah. Good question. Bradley, don't kick the cables, whatever
I'm
you do.
gonna go tell Joanne.
Okay, you go tell Joanne. There we go. Adam with a super chat says, sorry, should have super chatted that big fan. You're the man, Adam. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. Is Bozzy moving up in weight? Alex McDonald. He's not moving up in weight, but he's coming in at 87, somewhere between 87 and 89 kilos when he faces me. Performance enhancing pancakes. How much side pressure is Bradley up to now? Yeah, Bradley's. What's he doing? He's crushing everyone at school. His arm wrestling ability's really leveled up.
Joanne.
Oh my goodness, he's just told Joanne, my wife. He's just told Joanne. What'd you tell her? Where I'm ticklish. Oh my goodness. I think she already knows. Anyway, Bradley, performance enhancing pancakes asks, how much side pressure are you up to now? Yeah, I gotta. And Aaron Castillo, answering your question, have I got a decent gauge on how the elbow's coming along? I'm gripping up with Lachlan there tonight, so the video that will come out after this one will be, Brad, please don't do that, it shakes the camera. After that, we'll have an idea, so that next video will be the one that gives the answer to that question, but I'm feeling optimistic, I think it's good. Ian says, I think there's no way that Bozzy doesn't at least have a very hard time pinning you at the very minimum. Yeah, I agree, and I think that it's going to be that. There's no simple way for him. Stop.
I always just go back into the
Stop
tickles.
it, Bradley. Look what I got here.
That's my sword.
It's
my sword.
We got Needle from Game of Thrones here, if you're wondering.
It's my sword.
It is Bradley's sword. Just careful when you point it.
Dad, I think you broke it.
It's a bit loose, so we can tighten it up. Let me tighten it up.
I don't know how to type it in.
There we go. Look, just a bit of a... And there we go. We're done. Thanks, Aaron.
I will attack.
Alex McDonald, what do you think of Matt Mask and Tim Bresnan? Who should be favourite? I think Matt Mask will be favourite. He's coming back. And
can I tell YouTube some
he'll win.
things?
Yeah, you can tell YouTube some things.
YouTube, if you haven't, go to my YouTube channel and watch my new video. My dad said that was my best video I've ever made so far.
It was. It was awesome. What is the video called? What do you do in the video?
Basically, I tried to kill 5 knights, but I killed way more knights.
You're not supposed to spoil it for everyone. Yeah, Bradley versus 5 knights.
Well, I think
where do they find it? What's the name of your channel? What's the name of your channel?
Bradley the Vanilla Gorilla!
Bradley the Vanilla Gorilla.
Slash.
Have you seen?
It would be a picture of me doing this.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And then like a background of a Viking and knight.
So Bradley, I'm taking on a gentleman named Bozhidar Simeonov.
Wait, Dad.
Have you seen a photo of Bozhidar?
Face me.
Am I about to be
I now
knighted?
declare, Dad, you're the king of this house.
The king of the house? Very good. Thanks, buddy. Question is, will I beat Bozhidar?
Maybe.
Maybe?
I don't know. I don't know the future.
That's fair
I'm
answer.
not Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno.
True.
Right. Anchor says, Ryan, your videos are 10 times better when your kids are involved. Hear that, Brad? Okay. It's okay, Brad. I think that's everyone's answer. Yep. No one knows the future, Brad. But I'll give it my best, and I think it's going to be a great match. Regardless, I think it's going to be a very pretty even, close battle. Could go either
Did
way.
you think Corey West can beat?
Crassie. Do I think Corey West can beat Crassie, Alex? I do think so. There's a possibility, but if it gets turned into a deep hook, I think Crassie will win. It'll be that first surge, that halfway between top roll and hook drive that Corey will do from the go. Much like he did against Todd. It's very similar shaped match. Yeah, very similar to Todzilla. I'd say it's likely to go Crassie's way. Yeah, I think a 60-40 Crassie is a fair assumption. Kyle Howarth asked, "Do you think side pressure is stronger than my side? Do you think my side pressure is stronger than Bozzy's or pronation while hooked?" I think his side pressure is going to be better than mine. Given.
I heard that. I'm gonna go tell Joanne.
There we go.
Wait, what was his name again?
Bozzy. Bradley's dobbing me in that I just said Bozzy's side pressure is better than mine. I think his side pressure is better than mine because of the levers that he's working with. He's shorter. So naturally, I think that's the main reason why. I think if I answer it a different way, I think our levels of conditioning are very similar, and the elbow. But he will have more power given he has the shorter lever.
More secrets.
More secrets, Bradley said. He's coming back with more secrets to give away. Oh yeah, bring your chair over. Then you can hang on. Then you can get up on the camera, and people can see you. But my pronation will be my main weapon in the hook, not a top roll form. Bradley has the energy we all wish we had. There you go. Oh, to be 8 once again, hey? What are you going to be when you grow up? Zookeeper or something?
Probably.
Fireman? But yeah, I can't believe you told Joanne that Bozzy has more side pressure than me. What's the deal with that? That's a terribly ugly face. Oh, yeah, look, we got 48 people watching that face. They're going to have nightmares tonight. They're probably going to have nightmares about that face. Bradley did that to me the other day, or maybe a couple of weeks ago. I was asleep. He wakes me up in the morning
like this
with this face. He taps me on the shoulder, and I open my eyes, and that's what I'm looking at, inches from my face.
Basically, this is what it was like.
Yeah, that right in my face. Crazy. Love you, bud.
We already are at $2.
Yeah, we got a $2 super chat. Oh, that was loud. Don't be too crazy. What else is going on? Bradley, don't be gross. Ian says he's definitely having nightmares now. Holly says, yes, I remember those days used to climb like I was nothing. I remember being able to climb trees and jump off things and it wouldn't hurt when I hit the ground. Now the idea of hitting the ground from any sort of height feels terrible.
Like even an inch off the ground.
Spencer says you're going to grow up to make more money on YouTube than your dad. I reckon if you make one of those videos as good as your last video, if you make one of them a week, then I think you'll get to 1 million subscribers before I get to 100,000. Because there's a lot of people that watch your style of video. And you're pretty good at it. Look at that! Spencer Dorset has just signed up to the pay-per-view, Brad. We've got to say thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you're the man, Spencer. I appreciate that, and thank you so much. I really look forward to this next event. It's going to be don't. Seriously. Yeah, chuck these in. Yep. Yeah. This has been derailed a bit. Oh, Brad.
Yeah.
There we go.
Double.
That's
how you should wear glasses, so you can see well and you can have cool glasses.
Yeah, but it doesn't quite sit. Look, I look a bit freaky. But I do like the blue. The blue's cool.
There you go. Look down. Now it works.
Someone said Anchor said you have a new schoolboy, Ryan. The older one is old and a school bus now. You reckon you could be like? Do you know who Schoolboy is? The arm wrestler. He's a Russian guy that, when he was a teenager, was able to beat heaps of people. For argument's sake, if you beat Bozzy, what's the next logical match for you? Well, I'm gonna be facing Rob at King of the Table, so that is the next one.
Can I do a bit of iPad now?
Once we finish this.
Oh, come
Yeah, so Rob is the next match for me. But if we exclude that story, if we just say who's the next, it's going back into my weight category because I know Brad don't do that. I know that Bozhid's not a genuine 90 kilo guy like I am, so I want to dip back into my weight category and I want to be able to climb the ranks for my weight category. So I'm realistically, I can't get any lighter than like 86, 87 kilos with a dehydration. I'm just too tall and it's not going to happen. Yeah, it'd be crazy. So the logical match for me is to basically um, just establish that those top ranks. So who is the top rank sort of 87 kilo guy? Like it's probably Sasha or someone like that. It's probably um, it's the Zolowevs at 90 kilos. They're the pinnacle of where I'm aiming for. And there's the Dan Mosiers. I do want to get a match with Dan. I'd love to pull Justin Bishop again. But in the European side, there's Raymond Zantanovich. I'd love a match with him. He was someone who eliminated me in those Lottie tour. I had stops against Raymond Zantanovich where I felt had it have been a super match that I would have been able to adjust, but given it was just a 1 round match, I lost that round. But I had stops on him. It took him 4 or 5 surges to get the pin. Yeah, mate. Oh, watch out for my head. There's a sword coming up. I've been warned. There we go. Oh my goodness. It's quite literally a sword too. So it's a little dangerous. Are there rankings for other classes? Yeah, Holly is a good kid. Yeah, I really want to see that match. Says Holly. I'm not sure.
Squishy!
He's giving the old squishy. Give us a flex, Brad. Give us a flex. No, where's your arm? Put your arm up. Flex it.
This is my arm.
Anyway, Brad, don't knock it. Alright. We might end it here, guys, unless there's any last minute questions. Okay. Oh yeah, Brad. Yeah, that's good. Getting solid. And this one, most important, this one. Oh, that makes the shoulder burn.
Oh, shoulder burn. Okay.
Yeah. You're getting heavy. Yeah. Alright, guys. Kind of random one, but thank you for joining in. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Thank you for everyone who signed up to the pay-per-view. And guys, one more request. Go and check out Bradley Vanilla Gorilla on YouTube. He's crushing it. He's got more talent than I've got in his field. I think he's better than I am at all this stuff. So.
I would definitely be way better if I had someone with me doing it.
Well, yeah, well, that's pretty ridiculously entertaining what you were doing. I've seen feedback already. Arm wrestlers have said that their kids have already watched it and loved it. So, you got like 600 and something views on the video. That's massive.
Wait, just constantly bolted open.
What do you want me to do?
Constantly do down up, and show YouTube.
What do you want me to do, bro? They want me to flex. Like that. That's what he wants me to do. There you go. As per Bradley's request, we got a flex off. Alright, guys. Say bye-bye now, Brad. We're going to go.
Bye!
You're going to press the end now button. So can you work it out? That's the one there, yep. And then...
Bye.
Okay.
You'll see me in your nightmares.